Presently, and actually the several last couple of years,
Show me your school district.
Special school district in St. Louis, my name is John Carey, I'm superintendent. The last several years, we've seen a lot of tax credit voucher type bills that either take money directly away from public schools or they reduce state revenues. If bills like this so far have not passed in states where they've been taken to the people, they typically lost, but they persist, and there's an incredible amount of special interest money that's attached to these bills are floating around. If a bill like this would get to the governor's desk, would you sign it?
I have on occasion, let me give you my record, that on occasion we have had, in fact several occasions, we have had the opportunity to, and I use the term voucher hesitantly because there may be different definitions of that throughout the room, but let me hopefully clarify. When we have voted to establish a national voucher system in Congress, I voted against that on every occasion. The Congress has a unique relationship, however, with the school district of the District of Columbia. And the D.C. school system is failing. And so when we had the opportunity then for scholarships, not necessarily tax credit scholarships for the District of Columbia, I have supported that because we are at our wits' end as far as our nation's school, the nation's capital school district. The education savings accounts that Bernie talked about. Again, the late Paul Coverdale, senator from Georgia, who first established the idea of a tax deferred, in other words, after tax money going in, the interest buildup is not taxed if used for education. We expanded that, and it was my bill. You could make the argument that because it is a tax benefit of creating an education account, and those monies can be used for public, private, homeschool, tutoring, mentoring, computer equipment. We took the parameters, we pushed the parameters out because we wanted more money to be focused on educating kids, and of course the amount of federal money has gone up. So I give you that because the idea is, first of all, the funding formula has to be fully funded and no money's withheld. Some of the proposals that I've seen as far as tuition tax credit scholarships are focused in school districts that are really challenged in Missouri. St. Louis and Kansas City and a few others. Those are the ones that I focused on. My idea is that if you fully fund education, that there could be a place for scholarships in those distressed areas if those schools have failed. And so it depends on the type of bill. I'm not trying to dance around your question. It depends upon the type of bill that's on my desk. But generally, I would tell you that a tuition scholarship across the state, no. But in distressed areas, I would consider, if we've done everything we can, make no mistake, ideally it's public education. But if that public education system has failed in a particular school district in the inner city, for instance, can we use other monies to supplement those public monies? I think that's something I would consider. One idea was on Mohila, and there are probably different points of view here in the room. I was in support of that idea of trying to bring in additional hundreds of millions of dollars for capital infrastructure improvements with higher education. And we too are well behind in higher education, so it's across the board.
My name is Lynn Jackson, and I'm from the Jefferson County R7 School District. We're way down south at the bottom of Jefferson County. And I would like, first of all, to give you just a little wee bit of advice.
Okay.
If you're running for governor, you're going to have to give more definitive answers.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
School vouchers, yes, no, and maybe was the answer that I got. Charter school, a cap on the expenditures, I got a no from you on that, I think. Preschool funding, I got a no from you on that. I was very disappointed. With reference to the state funding, what could or would you do? I didn't get an answer on that one. And with reference to the question that you asked, as a school board member, do we have more control? We are spending an awful lot of our time and our energy trying to meet the standards of unfunded federal mandates, such as the No Child Left Behind. So I'm going to ask you 2 questions,
Okay.
and I think I can get a yes or no answer on one of them, and I know what the answer is on the second. The first, did you vote for No Child Left Behind?
Yes.
Number 2, is it working?
Yes and no.